How's it going, everybody? I am the Texas Man. Welcome back to the channel to another video. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, join up as a group member if you have not already, and you guys hit that bell notification button to get notified of any and all upcoming videos coming out in the future here on the Texas Man channel. With that said, of course, we're going to be talking about Designated Survivor Season 2. So, real quick before we get into this, I want to let you guys know that this probably will be my last review that I do for TV shows. I just don't have a lot of views. No one's really watching them, commenting, or anything like that. I put a lot of time and effort into doing these TV show reviews for you guys, and I'm probably not going to do any more from this point out unless you guys request me to do so in the comment section on this video. So shows that I am willing to watch and review for you guys are The Last Airbender, Band of Brothers, The Pacific, Star Wars Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Resistance, Revolution, The Last Ship, The Last Airbender, Lost, Once Upon a Time. I am currently watching and putting out reviews for each episode of The Mandalorian, and I will be continuing that. If you guys haven't had a chance to do so, watch my review for episode 1 and episode 2. Those are already up, so all you guys got to do is scroll down through my channel, find those. They're really recent, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem, and you can find those to watch them. I will be continuing talking about TV shows. I'm just not going to be doing a full-blown review of a whole season unless you guys request me to do a certain show that I just listed. So for that again, in case you guys didn't hear, it's Revolution, The Last Ship, Timeless, Last Airbender, The Pacific, Band of Brothers, Star Wars Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Resistance, Revolution, Lost, and Once Upon a Time. If there's a show that I just listed off that I don't own at the moment and you guys want me to, let me know in the comments section. I will consider doing so. But at the point of me making this video, this will be my last full seasonal review and full show review that I will do here on the channel. I've got another review of sorts for Timeless that it's going to be out tonight at 8 o'clock. So hopefully you guys will check that out. And I will be talking, of course, about TV shows in the future. Just not going to be in a big spectrum capacity because it takes a lot of effort for me, guys, to watch all these episodes and put a good review out for you guys. And the problem is no one's really watching them. And it's been a bit of a disappointment. I'm getting a lot more views and whatnot and support from other things that I'm doing here on the channel. And I'm going to go sadly, where the views and the comments and the money goes. So it is what it is. So with that said, we're going to talk about Designated Survivor Season 2. I'm going to talk about the positives, negatives, and then give you guys my final review score. So for positives, I want to say for a fact, this show, when it started out, was about the Designated Survivor. It was about a person didn't want to run for office, didn't want to get into the political spectrum of Washington, and once the Capitol gets bombed, he automatically, from being Designated Survivor, becomes the president. And season 1, when it started out, I was like, this is a really cool concept. It's a really cool idea to see what would happen to the country and what would happen in the White House. Of course, it's dramatized. But to see what it would be like for our world to be turned upside down here in America. And for the first half of the season, for season 1, it was good. Then it started getting into a big manhunt to find the person responsible. And then season 2 starts up, and I'm like, oh, we get into more political nonsense, and season 2 honestly leans away from everything that started making the show great. This show introduces a great, funny political advisor to the president. He's very funny, and he's basically in every single episode of the show, and he's great. There's a lot, like I said, a lot more politics in this season, but also a lot more humor, which I was surprised that they were able to top the humor level in such a serious and dark type of show, they were able to put more humor into this season than the first one, and I'm like, that was kind of amazing. We get to learn a lot more about character backgrounds, especially for Erin, the president's wife, and the president's chief of staff. This season also hits home really strongly that family and country is like super important, especially when the unexpected hit and run of the first lady and her death and the impact of everybody in the show, especially the president, and it blinding his judgment of what to do in certain situations. It was really cool. We also get a lot more actors from the show 24, which was really cool. And I like that we had a lot more guest stars from past 24 show in this show, and it was kind of cool. What else? We get to learn about the president's brother, and he's featured in a lot of episodes towards the second half of the season. And his character art was kind of okay, I guess, for it being what it was. I just kind of wanted to see a little more of, what he was going to do. And I felt like eventually he just got kind of boring, personally. What else? President Moss, the former President Moss, he is constantly leaking classified information, and it becomes a very big power struggle between the current president and then the former president. And I like that power struggle and that turf war to see who can sit in the Oval Office. There is a bomb that goes off, and it ends up killing six FBI agents and the director, and it leads America into going into war with another nation. And it was kind of cool to see that in the show. It was something I didn't expect ever to happen in the show. We also get to see a bunch of nuclear power struggles between America and other world nations, and like the NATO summit and other nations that are poor, but they're developing nuclear weapons capable of striking at America. Sorry. One of the biggest shockers for this season was when Agent Wells ends up leaving the White House and the FBI in order to hunt down the Russian assassin that ended up killing her boyfriend that she really, really, really loved. That was when that moment happened the first time I saw it. I was like, oh no, she's gonna go rogue. She's gonna try to be a self-contractor or a bounty hunter, and she's gonna do whatever it takes in order to get her revenge. And she does do so. I feel like it was a bit of a rush though, because they had to end the season so fast. And then let's talk about the season finale. The season finale ends all the storylines of all the characters in a good way, in a very satisfying way, and it ends up leaving it open for season 3, which I'll talk about in the negatives in a second. It leaves it open for season 3 with a shocking twist of the new chief of staff that works for the president working with the Russian assassin and causing all the turmoil in the war scenarios and whatnot that have been going on for the past seasons. And I was like, wait, what? Emily, the chief of staff to the president, is the one behind all this? What? And even when I'm watching it with other people, they're all like, that makes no sense. And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm just like, yeah, there's always a problem in the White House that has to be solved, I guess. So that's for positives. For negatives, let's talk about the fact that there is a season 3 to this show, but it's only on Netflix. Because a lot of people don't even know it exists. And so a lot of people, they think, okay, there's a season 1 and a season 2, and they just couldn't figure out a way to end the big cliffhanger ending of season 2. I don't have Netflix, and I probably never will. I've heard that season 3 honestly is garbage. It ends up ending the show, and it ends the big twisting ending of season 2. But I just don't want to subscribe to see how it ends, because I really don't care because of how they really ruined the show with season 2. Patrick Lloyd, the mastermind of the Capitol bombing, the whole point of the show, the second half of season 1, was to hunt them down, and they didn't get him at the end of season 1, so it leads into them having to hunt him down in season 2, and they end up killing him in a drone strike in season 2 in the second episode. So the rest of season 2 is basically boring. It's really boring. It's all it does is give the audience and the viewers loads of government wording, political drama stories, and a bunch of irritating and boring love triangles and love swears. And I'm just like, I don't care. I really don't care. This season ignores many of season 1's subplots that were amazing. And they get all replaced with the first lady's mother having to go to court, and then the first lady's has to go to court, and then gay people are committing murder, and there's a bunch of flooding going on in our neighborly nation, and we're at war with other countries now, and oh look, a bomb went off in DC. I'm like, what? Season 2 completely ditches everything that season 1 made amazing for a bunch of garbage plot lines. Nobody cares. And a bunch of plot lines that are in season 1, they don't continue them in season 2. It's like they forgot what happened in season 1 while they were making season 2. And I'm just like, okay, so everything in season 1 basically doesn't matter anymore. And while you're watching season 1 and then you start season 2, especially after Patrick Lloyd is killed by the drone strike, season 2 feels like a completely different show. It doesn't even remotely seem like Designated Survivor. It feels like you're watching something completely else, even though it's got Designated Survivor stamped onto it. Another negative is we get a new VP after the bad one that was part of the Capitol bombing conspiracy was killed. We get a new VP in this season in one episode. One episode because of the DC blackout. So they end up, she's the mayor, I believe she's the mayor of DC. She ends up working with the president to restore power. And because she holds her ground and doesn't let the president bully her around, the president's like, I need someone like you to be my vice president. And somehow, after the blackout episode is over, the next episode, she's VP. And I'm like, what? That was really rushed. Like, you don't become president just like by the snap of your fingers over in one night. No, makes no sense. And then lastly, for negatives, the president in this episode, there's an episode where there's a nuclear bomb on American soil. And of course, you know, the government is supposed to go into hiding and not talk about where anyone else is. The Secret Service allows the president to leave his bunker to make a speech saying, I'm okay, and the rest of the world is okay, and America is okay, there's nothing wrong. I'm just busy. Secret Service would never allow the president to leave the bunker if there was a nuke on American soil, and they didn't know where it was. That just spells dumb. And when that scene happened, then I'm like, oh, drama, drama, drama. So dumb. Still, guys, I've always had a blast watching Designated Survivor. Honestly, season 1 is amazing, and you can watch the first 2 episodes of season 2, and it will conclude what the show started out to do, and then everything else after that is just political nonsense, drama. What is it like to be in the White House on a regular basis? And it's just, it went from who did it and why and what are we going to do to rebuild the government in our nation so it can stay strong. It went away from all that into politics. And I just don't care to watch a political drama show. So with that, guys, I'm going to give Designated Survivor Season 2 a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys leave a comment in the comment section below if any of those TV shows I listed earlier at the beginning of this video you guys want me to watch and review. If not, I will still be continuing to watch TV shows, but talk about them in a smaller capacity here on the channel. I hope you guys all have a great day. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.